Hmm.
Word up.
Yeah, we here. I know they say you shouldn't eat while you're talking and podcasting. I don't care. I'm hungry. It is what it is, y'all. Y'all just gonna get it today.
Right. Snack is gonna snack.
Smacking, stuff in your teeth. Community Coalition Show. Y'all know what time it is. K Wilson David 2K.
What's good, gang?
What's going on? I got these Lifesaver gummies.
They smack.
They slap. What'd you say?
I said they. Oh, we're not gonna do that. We not gonna do that.
Why don't food slap, David?
Talk to the man from your era. Talk to E40.
I know that's
but also
that's your neighbor though.
But also, food don't slap. How does food slap?
I don't know. You smack. Why don't it slap?
It smacks because you be smacking.
I know, so it can't slap.
No.
So what does food do for y'all?
Food smacks.
It smacks, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a smack and a slap?
You don't want me to answer that question.
All right. I'm gonna leave that alone. We here, y'all. Oh man, as y'all can tell, we on this one, having fun.
Oh man, yes. What's up, y'all?
Man, here. So I think even though, bringing it back, I did want to have a real grown man conversation, even though that we started horribly. But we'll take it there.
We will.
So I came up with a list. Sometimes I'm sitting when I'm by myself and I'm bored. Not even bored, but my brain is always moving.
When you're introspective. When you get introspective.
We'll say that. Or when I'm in the car waiting for some shoes. I had 5 minutes to spare.
Waiting on the drop.
Waiting on my drop. Shout out to Mo with the custom drop. And Drew with them things.
You got custom?
Yeah. Check my IG. The phones, yeah. Thanks.
I have to hit that up.
It was worth it too. Shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo.
Put her foot in them things. But so as I was waiting, I had some time to think, and I was just thinking about I don't know. I don't remember where I saw the question, but somebody had pretty much asked, how do you know when you arrived, or when you've grown up, And so that made me think, and I was like, that's a good question. So I came up with this list. I just started taking notes on what did I think, makes you a grown ass man. So I took the man perspective, right? And I know on this show we've talked about being a grown ass man before.
Absolutely.
Not that long ago.
I'm pretty sure I even have my own list that doesn't this, the things that you put down, I agree with, but also I want to add some stuff that I think would add to it.
Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna put together our list.
Yeah.
Of what makes you a grown man? How do you know you've kind of gotten to that point? And so as we're gonna spit these out, one thing I will say, even with some of these things, even if they're not completed, but I think if you're on your way, almost working towards, you got a good grasp on some of these things, and you'll understand what I'm saying. So this is going to it. So the first one I wrote was, you pay your debts, your bills, and your taxes on time.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was a big one,
It is.
Especially the debts and the bills and stuff. That's one thing. I remember being a young man and always having to feel like I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, ducking and dodging the bills and stuff like that. Right. And there's no better feeling as a man than it's knowing you got it. I can pay it. I got it.
Right.
Or sometimes you just get in a jam, a bill or something. You're like, no, okay, I can take care of it.
I got it.
I got it. You may not want to, but you got it though,
Right. And you know what that talks to? And you know what that speaks to?
What's that?
I don't want to do it, but I got it. That's some grown ass shit right there.
That's a grown ass man right there. That's maturity.
Right.
Taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes. Yeah. But you file your taxes, you pay your taxes on time. If you owe anything, that stuff. You're not playing those games,
Right.
So that was the first one I wrote. I thought that was a good one. I'm reading this list again. Okay. This is this maybe it's a personal thing. The second one I wrote, you don't drive recklessly. Maybe that's a personal thing.
That's all you, because if you know me, I don't drive, but also I've seen people drive recklessly.
But that's we talk about this all. We've been on the road and we see people,
bro.
And I'm like,
why does it happen every time we're driving together?
Because that's what it happens all the time when driving. People, that's how bad it is out there.
Mm-hmm. Especially in, I will never stop saying this. In the DMV, Baltimore and DC are in the top 5 of worst drivers in the country. I will never stop saying that.
I mean, it is bad. Traffic is bad out here. It's rough out here. But I feel like, when you become a grown-ass man and you're mature and you plan, you build, I don't have to drive fast. I'm not in a hurry. Right. That's one thing that I kind of feel like it's comforting to know I'm hardly ever in a hurry. Why? Because I plan. I leave on time. I know where I'm going. I know the route. I take the time to figure that stuff out,
Right.
Like you can deal with that. You can plan around a lot of this stuff. Right. But also
you plan for traffic. You plan for like anything that might stop you.
Yes.
Just thinking ahead.
Yeah. If I gotta go anywhere in DMV, I give myself an hour and a half. Look, if I gotta go to the Virginia side, I give myself an hour and a half. You just don't know. Like, so you plan for it. But also too, like, I'm not trying to get in a car accident.
Absolutely not.
As an adult, car accidents suck. Not only outside the risk of horrible bodily injury, but if you ever had to deal with insurance, getting your car fixed, the inconvenience, rental car, your car is never the same. You don't think about that when you're younger because everything is fun.
Right.
You're a grown man. You think about all the inconveniences that stuff comes about with that. Like, so that was the one thing I think about. No, I'm not out here trying to kill myself or kill everybody else around me. And I got a family, I got kids. I'm not trying to deal with all that.
Right. Especially if you got kids in the car or you got a wifey in the car.
Nobody's doing all that. Yeah. That's to me, that's a grown thing. I drive accordingly, take my time. And I enjoy the music. I enjoy the ride, things around, yeah.
Right.
That was number 2. Number 3. Take care of your hygiene. I don't know why that had to be said, but it does.
It does.
Because and when I say hygiene, I mean, yes, the basic stuff. You wash yourself regularly.
You shower.
You use things like deodorant and lotion and stuff like that. But also, because your body starts to change.
Right.
One thing I learned about myself is that I switched deodorants as I got older.
Mm-hmm.
Paying attention to my body. I don't play ball as much. I'm not sweating as much. I need the heavy stuff. I'm good with, I can switch. My hair, that's become a big thing. I have hair, but how I take care of my hair, my beard, you gotta get the beard oil.
Right.
You don't have the black women stature beard oil, braid hair beard oil, and all that stuff. You gotta get you some. Plug it right there,
Right
so you start.
Ooh, my bad.
Yep.
Right there. Ministation.
There you go. Get you some beard oil. You start caring about that stuff. Your skin, my back, my feet.
Right.
You start paying attention and being in tune with, making sure all of your hygiene is up to par.
Absolutely.
Another thing I put in there with hygiene is purchasing and affording the proper products for you.
Yes.
When you were a kid, you just grabbed the first thing you can,
Right.
But as I got older, I started paying attention to not just cologne. I'm not even big a cologne dude.
Right.
Lotion would work for me. For example, my face is very oily. The rest of my skin is very dry.
Right.
So I had to figure that out, how to deal with that. Your nails, fingernails, toenails, like all that stuff, so that's why hygiene becomes important. Like, take care of it. And women and people do notice. They do.
Absolutely.
Yep. I see you over there, Dave. I see the beard coming in. I see you over there looking kind of.
You see it.
I see it though. See? It's coming in, looking all lush.
The beard oil.
Shout out to braid hair.
Shout out to braid hair.
See how his beard is all black. See how my beard is all white. There's a difference in how you take care of those things. If you don't know, for the young boys out there, y'all don't know. There's a difference,
right?
Had to.
And that's something that I've realized, like getting older. Like, I literally didn't know what conditioner did
See?
until maybe 2 years ago, literally.
Yeah.
Like someone had to show me, oh, conditioner actually makes your hair like soft and it helps with like what I didn't know was that conditioner is like that's how you get waves. Because you
Yeah.
gotta condition your hair and then after that, then you put the wave cap on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
See? So something you start to learn. And that's part of being a grown man. Figuring that stuff, taking the time to learn that stuff, you learn your body and what things work for you. Sometimes it's trial and error, but you're figuring it out,
Right.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Even though you don't have, it might not always be there, but you're on your way.
Right. And the important thing is that you learn.
Yeah. And it changes. Your body's constantly change.
Right.
So something that worked 5-10 years ago may not work today. I know some things I'm using now. I might switch up later because things change, your bodies change.
Right.
So on hygiene, I guess I'll keep. So the next one, you take care of your family.
Absolutely.
And that means a couple of different things. I know everyone wants to go to like the finance part, and I'm not even saying all that, but I think when I wrote it down, I was really thinking about like being the leader of your family.
Checking up on them.
But being like the overall head of household, that whole old phrase that I'm not really a big fan of.
Right.
But what it means is, my family is whole. I'm with my wife. We take care of the kids. We have a plan and a direction for our family.
Right.
We're in tune with the decisions that are being made on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
Who goes where, what's happening, the kids, our careers, our lives, everything is in tune, I think that's what that means.
And I think like me as a single man that wants to be married, that wants to have kids, that wants to have a life that I'll be proud of, it makes me want to, especially right now, prepare for that.
Oh, and we'll get there because that's but that's a part of it. So yeah, so that's why I mean, like we talk about like you're taking care of your family. All right. The other one, you visit your doctor regularly.
Yep.
So going back to like taking care of yourself, but you're making sure you know what's going on with your body.
Absolutely.
Especially as you start to get older, things change. Who they change.
Yeah.
And you want to stay on top of this stuff. So going to see your doctor regularly, getting your physical. If something hurts, if something aches, if something is not right, going to figure out what is wrong. That's a big part of that. Don't just sitting on stuff. Don't dismiss it, figure it out.
Right.
But you need help doing that. So I think like, being proactive in that. Finding a doctor, health insurance is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Like, so taking an active role in yourself, don't depend on no one else. You do that for you. Like that's a big part. I know for me, I've always gone to the doctor, but no, I mean, for real, like,
I'm right there with you.
I played ball, so I had to, I was always, I'm 3 knee surgeries in and all kinds of stuff. So like, but as I got older, I did kind of slip a little bit or I would let stuff linger, but it was like, no, I need to start taking. And when I did, it took a lot of stress off of me. Because when you don't address problems, you do sit there and kind of worry, or that thought is in the back of your head, like, my knee hurt. Oh man, I don't know what this is. Do I need another surgery? I don't know. And then, it starts to cascade. Now your back hurts, stuff like that. But when you go to the doctor, you eliminate that stuff right away. Like, oh no, this is what it is. Oh, okay. That's not that serious.
Right.
And that stress and that worry goes away. Or when something does wrong, okay, I can develop a plan on how to deal with it.
Right. And it'll get better over time.
Yeah. And then again, that kind of relieves some of the stress and the worry because now I have direction. Okay, do I have to do this? I got to do X, Y, Z, like stuff like that. Like it does. It helps,
I'm sure.
And I'll even throw in there, because I didn't write this one. Well, I mean, it goes to the next one. address your mental health issues. And
Absolutely.
health and mental health kind of go hand in hand.
Yes.
But I'm gonna save mental health at this point, especially being a grown ass man.
Absolutely.
You have to address your mental issues, big or small.
Right.
Big or small. And whatever that means, sometimes it may mean you gotta go see somebody, a specialist, that may be outside source that may help. Right. Or sometimes that may be just acknowledging that I don't feel good.
Right.
Something's not right. I need to have a conversation, you know?
Right.
But I think as a grown ass man, you acknowledge that something's there, and you're at least aware enough to where you know when you need help.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to the don't dismiss it. You know, oh, I'm fine. That macho stuff. Nah, man. Mental health is real.
It is.
And it's okay. Yeah. We all need help. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, because sometimes that it could mean, hey, you need to go some more. You need to go sit somewhere for a while and just breathe. Yeah. Take a break.
Yeah.
Because it can mean that too.
I'm a firm believer that all of us, at some point in time in our lives, are going to have to address some sort of mental health issue.
Absolutely.
Well, like I said, sometimes it's a breather, sometimes it's anger, whatever. These things come and go. None of us are immune to this. I believe that. You know, at some point in time, you might be okay today. Maybe tomorrow, you don't know.
Right. Tomorrow, you might spaz on your boss.
Yeah. Or something happens.
You don't have a job.
Yeah. What if life changes? Sometimes traumatic events happen. Absolutely. Things happen that they affect us. You know, like, so, yeah, we have to address. I think that's a big part of coming in your own as a man, acknowledging and dealing with that.
Right.
Oh, I wrote this one too. Another one. Stop cheating.
Please.
And I think in multiple facets of life.
I want to add something else to this. Get rid of your side chick, your side dude. Focus on one person. And if you are polyamorous, be safe, or at least know yourself to the point of where, like, know your boundaries.
Yeah. I wrote this down, and I was actually thinking several different things. Relationships, of course, that's going to be the big one. That's the obvious one, right?
Absolutely.
Because again, if you are committed to someone, that's what your commitment is. And again, I think that's part of it being a grown-ass man. That's part of being mature, is honoring all your commitments.
Absolutely.
So that's a big one, no brainer, right? But then I started thinking about life and cutting corners. And sometimes we cheat ourselves when we cut corners in life. We try to get stuff done. Remember in school, you used to try to hurry up and get your work done? You know, and you try to just hurry up real quick, and you look at somebody on paper or something. We're always looking for the angle. We're always looking for a way to kind of get by.
The shortcut.
But sometimes the best way is the long game.
Absolutely.
I think about making money in this example. Everybody looking for the get rich quick scheme, the PPP loan we always talk about.
Right.
That's cutting corners.
Right. Kenny, I remember when we were talking one time, you were talking about your business. I asked you, how long did it take for you to actually start making a profit off your own business? How long did that take?
At least 5. I think I said at least 5, maybe longer. Years, y'all, years. And some of the businesses didn't turn profit.
Right.
Matter of fact, one of them right now hasn't turned a profit yet. But that's okay. That's okay. And I knew that going in. I planned for it. You know? But it's like, again, but if I had to try to cut corners, I might have damaged myself in the long run.
Right.
For example, PPP loans. Everybody out here scared because they try to get that short money. Bama's is getting locked up 10 years and stuff, fraud, all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, or, you know, I think about little things too, like, you know, when we were young, we used to like lie on our resume and stuff, trying to boost our resume up a little bit. I had a couple of friends that got called out on it because they got the job, but then they didn't have the skill set.
Mm.
So then you get fired.
Not only do you get fired, now you're broke.
Exactly.
Now you try to go to get another job. Oh, hey, why were you fired?
Yeah.
Well, I lied on my resume. Oh, so are you lying about this on your resume that got you the job? No. Well, I can't trust you. You got to go.
And that's what happened. So it's like, once you go down that path, y'all know it's hard to stop. So once you get to a certain age, it's like, I don't want to do all that anymore. I don't need to do all that.
Right.
I think about other things like certain service industries and stuff, trying to go for things because they're cheaper.
Right.
Cheaper may not always be better. That goes
case in point, toilet paper.
Yeah.
Do not cheap out on toilet paper.
No, that's another grown ass man thing, yo. You can afford to get some good toilet paper, yo. Make sure your butt is straight. Like, please. But for real, no, because for real, what do? We try to cut corners here and there, and sometimes it costs us more in the long run.
Right. You get the dollar store toilet paper.
Or like try to get the crackhead to fix your car and he don't know what he's doing. Like stuff like that. I mean, I think about the stuff we used to do like in my 20s and stuff that we kind of had to because we were trying to survive.
Right.
You know, we were just trying to get by and it didn't work. And think about it now, I'm like, we just really, if we had to save a little bit more money,
right,
put a little bit more time into it, a little bit more focus, we probably would have been better off in the long run.
Right.
But because we were trying to like make it happen real quick and do things on the fly and the cheap, we ended up causing ourselves more headache and stress and stuff anyway.
Right.
You know, so I think about stuff like that. So that's why I say when I say like no cheating, like cheating, the cutting corners, the playing games, like all that stuff that we do.
Right. But also you said something because we're trying to survive. And I think we need that mentality because once you actually start to have that mentality, you start to understand like what you need to survive. And then from there you start living.
That's the key.
Once you start living, you start to appreciate that time you were only surviving. And once you start living, you say, oh, now I can account for this. Now I can account for that. Oh, I used to do this. Oh, this is why I used to do this because I was only surviving.
Yeah.
And I wasn't living.
And that's the thing. So it's like you graduate up too.
Right.
You have to go through that survival, people call the grind and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So once you come out of that, you like you said, you live, you come over the horizon, you've seen this stuff. Right. Like you take those learning experience to know, okay, I don't want to go back there. I don't have to do that stuff anymore. That goes back to again, I got it. I can afford to do it this way.
Right.
I can get the quality toilet paper. I got it now.
Right. You can go to Costco and get toilet paper.
I can go get the Charmin real quick. Like,
right.
It's okay.
Not only that, let me get some baby wipes while I'm there too.
I get the wipes. I get the good wipes. Or I can get name brand cereal.
Man.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was a big thing for me. Oh, man.
You can get the Cheerios, not the honey, not the honey O's.
Yeah, I can get the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and not the Cinnamon Toasters.
Like not the Cinnamon Squares.
Nah. We graduated up from those.
That's a level up.
To the point now where I'm gonna say this. My daughters, they kind of suburban, you know. They get the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I don't know how a box of Cinnamon Toasters made its way to my house. I don't know how it got in here. My daughter saw the box and spazzed out. What is this? What is this? What is this? Am I eat this? Toasters? What?
Right, but also I want to say you unconsciously bought it.
No, I didn't buy it. I don't know how I came in here. Like, I didn't buy it.
Here's the thing, though. You see that, you start to remember, and you start to reminisce. Oh, I remember we had to buy this because Moms couldn't get the name brand.
Yeah, but no, even for a split second, I was like, what is this bullshit? What is this? What is my house? Get this out of here. No. Ain't no cinnamon toasters around this motherfucker no more. Like, this ain't 93. We ain't gotta do that no more. Like,
stay humble, bro.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I got the $4.99. I can buy the box of cereal now.
Talk your shit.
So, like, nah, son, nah. Damn cinnamon toasters in the house. So, as they were spazzing, I understood.
Right.
And I realized, damn, yeah, I'm part of that problem. I get it. But that's what we want.
Right.
That goes back to number one, part of our family plan and direction. Ain't gonna be no cinnamon toasters around this month. We all in agreement with that. We good.
Right.
So yeah. So that's what
and it's great that you guys are in agreement with that.
Yeah, that's a whole like house rule now. Like, nah, there ain't gonna be no sense. Captain so and so in this joint. Nah, Captain Crunch. Nah, like, give me Tony the Tiger. I want Tony. Don't give me that little raggedy looking leopard trying to sell me some frosted. Nah, man. I want Tony the Tiger around here, like, man. That's what we doing over here. Like, you see,
not Sonny the Snow Leopard.
Nah, man, raggedy little, mangy little, endangered looking mutt. Nah, man. Oh,
no Sonny.
No Sonny. I don't even know who Sonny is over here, man. Just no play over here. He don't even get my grocery cart.
Bro.
Nah.
Yo, can you imagine your kids like going to the store with you and grabbing like the bargain brand and being all like, hey, yo, what the is this?
That's why they can't go to the grocery store with me. Like, toasters? Hell. I know my daughter. I know Annie would do it. I know she would. I can see her spazzing in the store, like all embarrassing, all loud. I can see them doing it. They did it in the house. I know they're gonna do that outside somewhere. All right, yeah. So,
like I said, y'all stay humble.
Yeah, stay humble, y'all. Don't be like,
right, because it's not until you can afford to get the Cinnamon Toast Crunch to the point of where you're like, this is so much better than those cinnamon squares.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about buying Maybachs. I'm just talking about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not the Maybikes.
No. I'm just talking about some cereal, dog. That's all.
Maybike spelled MAYBUYK.
Bike. The bike. Nah, we ain't there. Nah, son. Nah. I don't have to stay humble with the cereal. I'm sorry. And like, yeah, that's all. And
I feel you.
And Eggo waffles was another big thing. I'm not gonna go into Eggo waffles, but I just know they taste better.
You don't want the egos?
Nah, man. Nah, ain't no egos over here, yo. Eggos, nigga, fluffy. Fluffy. Well, I tell you another thing that's okay. I know we want tangents. I can't do off-brand syrup. I can't. It's watery. Ain't no taste to it. I'm sorry.
Right.
Whatever they call new Miss Buttersworth. I'm buying that. I ain't gonna front y'all. I'm buying it. Sorry, that's not a battle I'm fighting. I know. I'm sorry.
Not Mr. Buttermilk.
The joint is like flavored water. Son, just pours too fast for me.
Or just cousin Butterworth.
No, I need my syrup thick. Like when you pour it takes like 3 seconds before it hits the waffle.
2 C's.
Yeah, thick. Like back of the throat thick. I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Like Beyonce thick.
See, there you go. See, I was naming names. Jigga gonna find.
Jigga gonna sign me.
Wow. Okay, the next one. Open to learning more and becoming aware of the world around you.
Absolutely.
Meaning, you're not so tunnel vision. Current events, the news, world stuff, politics, community stuff going on. You don't have to be an expert in all this stuff.
But just know what's going on.
You should know a little something what's going on around you, though.
Right.
Especially like if you have interest in some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a dad, I need to know what's going on in my community, the schools, what's happening. Like just even the dumb stuff like the roads and the stuff that's happening. Decisions are being made that affect me, my home, my house, my family. I should be knowing what's going on around me.
Right. Absolutely.
Even in the world, like I should know a little. I should like that's the one thing that most frustrates me about a lot of people. They don't know where stuff is on a map. They never heard of places before. That's kind of hard for me to deal with, like to hear. Maybe because I'm such a history and geography person. I'm such a geography buff, and I love history. But like, at least know if someone says China, you should know where China is relative on the map.
Right, and not only that, you should know the difference between China and Japan
and Korea and Vietnamese. Like,
and Singapore.
Don't be that guy.
Please don't.
Don't be that ignorant guy.
Don't be.
That's hard. Like that. I've seen those conversations. When you offend people,
yeah,
you sound mad, ignorant, and foolish. You look dumb. Oh man, don't do that.
Sounds so stupid.
Yeah, or like that dude who doesn't like I've heard people say this, and no offense, but like even as Americans, when someone says they're from Africa and they say they're from a particular country, oh, from Nigeria, where is that? Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, y'all. Like, or even within your own country, you should know where most states are. You should have heard of the states before if you live in the United States.
Bro.
You should at least heard of the state.
There are so many people that don't know like where Arizona is.
Yeah.
Or where Utah is.
Yeah.
Or Louisiana.
You should have looked at the map before by now. Like, come on, son.
Like, we all had to do projects in like 5th grade.
That was I can tell you, that was 4th grade. You should know that states and state capitals, that was 4th grade.
Oh,
even if you don't remember, yeah, that's 4th grade here. Even if you don't remember all of them, you should at least heard of it,
Or you should know about your own.
That's another thing too. Oh man, like if your state, you should know the cities and stuff. You should relatively know how to get around. Like that's to me is part of the maturity and growth too.
Absolutely.
Like I said, especially if you want to travel, you can't call yourself a travel person if you don't know where things are. Like,
you can't.
I want to travel. Where you want to go? Open up your worldview.
Right. Open up your world book.
Open up a map, which is very easy on phones now. Like Google Maps, you can look at stuff now. If you're not sure, somebody talking about something, you're not sure, look it up.
Please.
That's another thing too. How we start there? Look, research. Yourself. Look stuff up. Google it. Before you sound crazy, Google it.
Googling is free.
Free. And your phone has it. Like, that's part of being a grown-ass man. You gotta know relative, some stuff.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna dig deeper in this too. Another thing that frustrates me?
What's up?
You gotta be able to hold a conversation outside of sports and music and movies and TV.
Pop culture.
Yeah. Like you need to be able to hold conversations with other things. Like I say, even if you're not an expert, but if people are talking around, you go somewhere, people talk, you should at least have an idea of what they're talking about. That has to be part of being a man in maturity. That's the one thing that frustrates me. It's the reason why a lot of people don't like to hang around a lot of people. Because what's the first thing most men go to in the conversation? Sports. Dog, you see the game?
Nah.
No, I was busy doing other stuff. Sorry.
I was busy taking care of my family.
Yeah. As much as I love sports, I don't watch everything. I can't.
I don't either.
I can't get to it. I would love to sit down and watch football on Sundays. I might get a game in.
Right.
Here and there. I might get it's very rare. No, I ain't watched the game. Don't let it be a Tuesday and Wednesday night. Don't let it be a Monday night. There's Monday night football on. We're recording right now Monday night.
Right.
Am I watching the game? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Niners are playing too.
And I'm just right. Like, see, yeah. Sorry. I can't. Sometimes we just don't, So, and I know sometimes men start to slow down. I know it becomes more and more available. You can, but that's not. I mean, maybe it's just me. That's not the only thing I want to talk about.
It's
that
not.
doesn't stimulate my brain all the time. Like, it just doesn't. I need more. I need more.
Right.
So yeah.
Ooh, I have an example. So there was this so back when I was in school, college, uh we had just all gotten into groups, and I didn't know the people around me. So what did I do? I asked the question. I said, "Hey, what's like you guys' philosophies on life?"
Mm.
And like we started really talking and getting to know each other. And I think it was through that we did so well on that project, because we got to know each other, and we got to hear the way people, like, you get to see how people process information. You get to see how people
Yes.
like think. And for me, that's a very important thing for me.
Yes. But that should be, because you learn people. We have to
Right.
learn each other. We
Absolutely.
have to get deeper with each other,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the surface level stuff, especially people you spend a lot of time with, you're close with, your family, your loved ones,
Right.
your friends,
Right.
because you get to learn, anticipate certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to deal with certain things, or deal with them. They know how to deal with you. Like I said,
Right.
if you're working together, teamwork is a big thing.
Absolutely.
So yes, I totally agree. I think that's a big deal.
It is.
I like this list. See, and then the last one I have
Mm-hmm.
is that you set goals and plan for your future.
Mm.
And I do things like career, retirement, your family. Again, talking about those things, but like, you have goals, you have things you want to accomplish, you have a
Absolutely.
direction in your life that you're trying to get to. I think
Mm-hmm.
the older you get, those things sometimes become more clear, they become more evident, but you have to still work towards them and still put things in place to achieve them. You
Right.
know, that's part of being a grown ass man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I had. I think that's 10. So I know you had a couple. What you got?
Uh so I was looking at your list, and I mean, a lot of the stuff is here, but I want to say being a grown ass man, and I want to include maybe learning learning how valuable your time is.
Mm, that's a good one. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
time. It's especially the older you get, it becomes way more valuable,
Absolutely.
and how you deal with it, how you manage it,
Mm-hmm. Time
becomes
management. Time management is so important.
so important. When you become like, I think that's the one thing I'm really good at sometimes, is being able to navigate time,
Absolutely.
allocating it and working with it. But in that, it wasn't always the case, because sometimes I had to learn how to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to maneuver things. I had to learn how to
Bless you.
sneeze. um,
Especially when you're recording a podcast.
right, and that just doesn't sound good at all. But I had to learn how to edit.
Right.
Which I'm not editing that out. I don't even care.
Right.
But
But also I've had to learn how to edit too.
yeah,
Like having to it's literally having to learn how to manage or take time and say, hey, I'm gonna work on this for a while. And once I once I finish, it's either, hey, I'm going to allocate this time right here for this task right now, or I'm gonna work on this for a while and see how far I can get in this time frame. And once I finish, or once that time ends, I'll see if I want to keep going or I'll move on to something else.
yeah. And even when you allocate that time to say, you know what, I have to limit distractions,
Mm-hmm.
or I can't do that right here. I'm going to go over here and do it.
Right.
I need to do this, like, so it's like being smarter about things as well, too.
Right.
You know, puzzle pieces. To me, time sometimes like a puzzle piece.
Right.
How do you maneuver it? How do you deal with it? Okay. That
And
is, yeah.
it's been like it is literally my, like, one of my biggest problems. that I can't manage my time. But I'm always trying to, like, I literally over schedule things, especially when I have things to do. I might over schedule myself. I'll say, hey, I'll do this at 9, and then I won't realize, oh, hey, I have to do this actually at 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I have to hit you up and be like, hey, can we do this at 10?
Yeah. And see, that's where the planning comes in. And I mean, even little things, and even developing tools like calendars, whatever helps. Because, that stuff happens. It does. Because time is one of those things. And as we get busy, it's always, things change. It's always evolving.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what systems work for me? Well, how can I, whatever can I use, whatever advantage I need to help me with this? Right. That's what it comes to. Like I said, for our family, we have so many movable parts.
Right.
Time is always an issue here. And so it's like, how do we constantly communicate about that?
Yeah.
Little things like a shared calendar.
Ooh, that's another one. Communicating.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm bad. I'm kind of bad at communicating. Like, especially when I'm in a tough spot. Because once my back is against the wall, I don't know what to say. Or I'll say anything to either get out of the situation or to make someone happy. And I can't do that forever.
Don't work.
It doesn't.
Because people don't need happy all the time. People need the real.
Right.
Notice I didn't say honest. I said real.
Right. And I'm still working on that.
Yeah. And that's what's that. That's what's in experience and things, and things change too. Sometimes you think you're good at it, and sometimes you're like, damn, I do suck at this. Like, you never know. So, but again, I think making the attempt to communicate. And now that we live in a digital world where that even changes and how the methods, how you communicate, how to gauge how someone else communicates is different. Like I have a friend who's a phone call person. I'm probably more of a texter at this point. I don't have time to be on the phone with everybody all day.
Right.
But they need phone calls. So if they communicate with that person, I gotta figure that out. It sounds so simple, but sometimes for me, I have to be in the right space to make a phone call. Like literal space, so navigating that can be a little tricky now.
And that goes into another one, compromising.
Yeah. I kind of call it puzzle piecing.
Right. And I like that.
Because
I really like that because it sounds better and it sounds more doable, because that means that, hey, everyone has its piece. Every piece fits in a certain way. You just have to figure out the way it fits.
Yeah. And that's what it is, figuring it out. Because also when you say compromising, most people think of it as a negative thing, like they lose, like it's a win-lose thing. And that's not really the case.
Right. Or at least it's not supposed to be the case.
It's not. Sometimes, because sometimes it's push or pull. And sometimes I may be the one who gets the pull this time, but another situation may be pushing on one situation, So depending on relationships, things, I always think about what's the overall goal.
Right.
When I get in situations like that, what's the goal?
Right.
And sometimes the overall goal may not be what's best for me exactly, or sometimes my selfish needs. But as long as the goal gets accomplished, that's when we win.
Right. And that's how we can all win.
Yeah. So I think if we keep our mind on what is the goal, what is the mission, and let's accomplish that. Let's get to that.
Right. Big picture.
Yeah. So these are good stuff. This is good stuff. See, we got a nice little list. I just hope people take it. You got any others?
Let's see.
Oh, snaps. Sorry.
Don't fumble the bag.
Can't fumble the bag. Literally.
There we go. That's another one. Don't fumble the bag.
Fumble the bag.
If you do fumble the bag, pick it up, dust it off, keep going.
I think that goes back to the goal setting, planning, because sometimes,
I fumbled the bag multiple times.
Sometimes you're gonna fumble the bag.
Right.
You are. if you didn't, you wouldn't be human.
Right.
We make mistakes. And that's another thing. I think let's close on it. We make mistakes. We
Absolutely.
are a work in progress. Ups and downs. That's life.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Absolutely.
I said, I think for this point, and that's why I didn't want to put an age on this. I don't
you
think
can't.
there's no age to this. I think it just becomes a mindset of feeling, like I said, if you seem like you're meeting these things, you're accomplishing these things, you have a grasp on these concepts,
right?
Then you start. I think you just naturally start to feel different,
right? And you start to build on what you know.
Yeah, that is being a grown ass man. Yeah,
absolutely.
Do we have any Bobs and Karens?
We do.
I
figure.
What we got, man?
Let's see. Ooh, we got a Karen that was arrested for. She was like planning out a. You saw the post, right? That Yendi sent.
Yeah.
Like there was a lady that was like hypothetically planning out a shooting at her school, and it was a teacher. And she was like, "Oh, hey, I do this, I do this, I do this." First of all, this is all way too planned out.
Yeah.
To be hypothetical.
Because it wasn't. I mean, that was. It wasn't shocking, but it was kind of wild though. Like
it was
to know the depths that people are willing to go.
Also, you're a teacher.
That part didn't surprise me. I mean, I can't make excuses for this person, but I will say as a profession, I think there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of tension in that stuff, man. People don't think so, but like, it's not, again, people aren't addressing their mental health. They're not dealing with the stress in the environment.
Right.
A lot of people haven't been properly trained to deal with the work environments they're in. Right. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. And she was arrested.
Yeah. Saw that mugshot.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so that was in my bad. That was that Karen was in Iowa.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to there was a couple in the Bay Area that sued their appraiser because they lowballed their home.
Yeah.
$500,000.
This one, I think I've seen that story before. I think it's an older story, but it's still relevant.
It is.
If y'all haven't heard it before, what it was a black couple owned a house. They were going to sell the house. White appraiser comes in. Again, they grossly undervalued the house by a couple $100,000.
Right.
Luckily, the black couple selling was kind of aware that something was fishy.
Right. So they left.
So
they brought in a friend.
What they did was, so instead of them showing the house, they got their white friends to pose as the sellers of the house, like the white people own the house. So of course, new appraiser comes in. What they do? Value of the house skyrockets. The appraisal went up,
right? Because
they thought a white person owned it. That's what it was.
Right.
Nothing changed in the house, y'all. They didn't make any changes between appraisals. No. They changed who they thought was the owner.
Right. And apparently, when a white couple is in that home, the value of the brick goes up.
Yep. So y'all can't tell me some of these laws, some of these practices don't exist. We see them every day. Can't convince me redlining and all that stuff doesn't exist. Right. Nope. Clear example. And I'm glad that people had a wherewithal to document it, chronicle it, and call everybody on their bullshit.
Absolutely.
That's what they did. Yeah. Is what we got to do to sell houses? That's why sometimes people, you got to keep your white friend. Crazy.
Yep. And last, but I want to say, last one. Bob, the police officer, used excessive force to arrest a man that was minding his own business. And that was in Minneapolis. And you've probably seen the video.
Minneapolis is crazy.
Yeah. It is.
Enough said. I don't even know. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right. Why do we see this so often?
We know why.
We know why.
All right. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna end on a sour note because I just pissed you off.
Right.
I didn't do this in the beginning. Shout out to Yendi.
Please, yes.
Y'all can't tell. Yendi's on vacation.
Yep, living it up,
living her best life,
as she should.
So hopefully she comes back home to join us next week. But shout out, it's a well-deserved vacation.
Absolutely.
I hope she's having fun. Matter of fact, I know she's out there doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
saw some IG stories and she's living it up.
The good weather,
right?
So
not this Maryland bipolar weather.
Yeah, the wind almost like pushed me over earlier. Couldn't even put my trash cans out.
Wow.
It was disrespectful early. My old car was getting all beat up, pushed around the road. It's like cool. Y'all understand when you're driving a machine that weighs several thousand pounds and your machine is getting pushed around like nothing. That is a scary feeling, yo. I don't care.
Absolutely.
I don't care. I'm like, yo, this shouldn't be doing this to my car, yo. Like,
right. Shouldn't
be holding on my steering wheel for dear life out here. But
guess what? You going with that steering wheel.
Like, disrespectful wind, yo. Like, I'm not putting my trash. As soon as I want to hold trash cans, people with my neighbor's trash can all the way down the street. That's a lot of trash. Y'all understand the headache. That's another grown ass man thing. When you gotta put out your trash and the trash can gets knocked over, you gotta pick all that up, trashed and blown into your neighbor's yard. That's the worst. That's the worst, yo. I'm sorry. That's a little grown man thing. But
it's another one.
Yeah. That's all I got. That's all we got, yo. So don't forget.
Before we go,
yep.
Not only are we sponsored by the Black Squirrel Media Network, we are sponsored by Men of Stature. Please get your beard oil, get your soap, get your black soap, and get your lip balm at menofstature.org.
And matter of fact, during the season of giving, every purchase you make, we are going to be donating several products, including the Black Bar soap. We are donating to people in need, especially in the Baltimore area. So we're partnering with Small Tower Homes. Shout out to Small Tower Homes, previous guest, friend of the show, to be able to provide people who need some type of products, at least be able to get through the holiday season. So your purchase does matter. It is going back to giving. So we buy it for you, but just know that we give it to somebody else. You know? So on that note, y'all, stay safe out there.
Protect your mentals, protect your health, protect your chicken.
And don't let the wind disrespect you. All right. Until next week, be a grown ass man. We be back, y'all. Peace.